I.Eat.Games. Yeah.
Hey Wastelanders, Mark here with another video. Before we begin, I just want to say thank you for all the kind words, all the likes, all the subscriptions. It really does mean a lot to me. I'm just having a blast doing this and making these videos. It's a really good time, so I appreciate all the support. If you want to skip forward in this tutorial, just go ahead and look in the description and there's an index and you could skip around if you like. Let's get started. Several people have asked me about power armor. So in this video, we're going to talk about power armor in general, the perks you need to upgrade and repair it, how to use power stations, and we'll also talk a little bit about fusion cores. Let's go over the basics, shall we? Power armor has an increased defense. Automatically, it raises your strength to 11. And it also provides radiation resistances and also makes the wearer immune to fall damage. New power armor requires a fusion core to power it, so anything consuming action points will also consume the fusion core. Power armor is also heavily moddable with a fairly large variety of parts located throughout the wasteland. You can equip new parts onto your power armor on the fly by transferring them into the power armor. So go over here. This is a Raider power helmet that I picked up in the wasteland. And so see in the bottom it says hit X to store. So if I store it, exit, and then get into bring up your Pip-Boy and go under apparel. And if you look, my power helmet is now equipped and the T-45 helmet is not. Keep in mind, power armor is mostly for dealing with strong waves of enemies or death claws or really tough enemies like that. So try to save it for difficult encounters. That's what I try to do, since fusion cores, they can be difficult to come by. Not all power armor parts are created equal. The T-45, which is what I have right here, is almost the weakest. The Raider stuff is actually the weakest. But the T-45 is better than the T-51, then the T-60, and then the X-01. That's the best stuff you can buy. And you can mix and match these parts on any frame. You can get like a helmet from one set, and then a left arm and a leg from another. It's pretty cool. I'm glad that they allowed you to modify and mix and match. And all parts are moddable to like increase the various statistics and defense, radiation resistances. Also, another helpful tip, if you bring up your Pip-Boy, the power armor will be shown on your map. These little icons right here. You're not the only one also interested in power armor. Bad guys, good guys, NPCs, they all want power armor. So be sure when you leave your power armor, be sure you remove one of the fusion cores or somebody will jump into it. My wife, who's also playing Fallout 4, had this NPC, Carla, jump into her power armor that was parked over there in her settlement and now is walking around in it. So be sure you remove those fusion cores. Let's talk about perks. If you have plans to craft the best power armor, you're going to need a lot of points in strength and intelligence. You're also required to have 3 perks: Science, Blacksmith, and Armorer. The Science perk will unlock access to many early power armor mods. There are 4 levels to Science, so make sure you keep adding points to this perk when they become available. Keep leveling up your skills until you have like high enough strength to get the Armor and Blacksmith perks. You'll need all 4 ranks in Armor and all 3 ranks in Blacksmith to unlock all the best power armor mods and upgrades, so keep that in mind. Let's talk about the power armor station. Okay, so these yellow stations can be found in several settlements, as well as various garages and bases of the Brotherhood of Steel. You should have one of these from the start of the game. It's located in the garage at Red Rocket. It's just south of Sanctuary. Along with a base power suit, like the one you're given by the Minutemen near the beginning of the game, you'll also need like the individual pieces to make the power armor, like the leg or the arm or the helmet. And you're also going to need supplies. Let me show you what I mean by that. Be sure you don't actually click on the armor, you just want to park the armor near the power station and then come over here to craft. You hit the X button, not transfer, craft. So when you hit craft, that's when you're actually going to have access to various parts of the armor. So for instance, this helmet, if you see at the bottom of the screen, if I hit X, I can modify it. And in here are all the slots. And then when I go in here, this is where I can actually change some of the attributes. You're gonna need a lot of supplies like adhesives and aluminum, screws, and most of these things like the metal and the gears, they can be found pretty easily in the wasteland. But the real trick is getting enough aluminum and the adhesives. The adhesives are the hardest to get. Now, I have a video on how to craft your own adhesive so you don't have to depend on finding it in the wasteland. I'm going to link that in the description below. Follow that guide that I made because it is really helpful. It makes it a much easier to upgrade mods. And that adhesive you need for gun mods too. So let's modify a piece of power armor. Now, this power armor here does not have a head. So if I come over here to craft, if I hit X, it will bring up, it'll automatically just show all the stuff that I have in my inventory that is compatible with the power armor. So the torso, that's already joined to the suit, and you can see it's highlighted there. But if I go up to helmet, it is not equipped. If you look at the bottom of the screen, you will see square to equip. So I'm going to hit square and now hit the circle button to back out. And now you can see the helmet is now part of the power armor. Now, if I go back in here, once again, I'm going to look at the power armor station, not the suit. If I look at the power armor station and hit X, this is where I can do my mods. And if I come into the helmet that I just put on, you can see that there are 4 mod slots. And so by going in here, by pressing the X button, this is where I can build the various mods. Let's talk fusion cores. So there are various websites out on the internet that have a full list of where you can find fusion cores. But frankly, if you're just exploring the wasteland, you're going to come across them. And enjoy it. Have fun with finding those cores. And don't forget, once you earn enough caps, you can buy fusion cores from most vendors too. Now, I hear the National Guard training yard has 7 fusion cores. So if you're really interested, go check that out. And don't forget, you can tell your followers to go into power armor so that you both can be 2 big tanks walking around the wasteland destroying everything. All right, guys, that does it for this video. I hope it helps you out. Please don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. If you have any more questions or comments, post them below. Thanks for hanging out. Take care.
I eat games. Yeah.